June 25th, Not Just Lucky. The process of coming to believe restores us to sanity. The strength to move into action comes from this belief. Basic text, page 24. Coming to believe is a process that stems from personal experience. Each of us has this experience. All addicts who find recovery in NA have solid evidence that a benevolent power acting for good in their lives. For those of us who are recovering today, after all, are the fortunate ones. Many addicts die from our disease, never do experience what we found in Narcotics Anonymous. The process of coming to believe involves a willingness to recognize miracles for what they are. We share the miracles of being here clean, and each of us has other miracles that await only our acknowledgement. How many car accidents or overdoses or other near catastrophes have we survived? How can we look back at our lives and see that we're not just lucky? Our experience in recovery too gives us examples of a higher power working for our good. When we look back at the evidence of a loving higher power acting on our behalf, it becomes possible to trust that this higher power will continue to help us in the future. And trust offers us the strength to move forward. Just for today, my recovery is more than coincidence. My strength comes from knowledge that my higher power has never let me down and will continue to guide me. My name is David. I'm an addict. My clean date is 11/3/2001. I have a home group. I have a sponsor. I think a lot of people shy away from the spiritual part of this program. I know I did. I had a lot of resentments with organized religion or things that happened to me, and I based that on being a really big asshole. I was victimized. I was bullied some, but no, like when I was in the thick of my addiction, there was no room for anything else. There was no room for anybody else. It was only the dope and only, doing the things that I needed to get more. And everything was some kind of plan or scheme. And if it were good things that happened, I would take the credit. If there were bad things that happened, I pointed the blame. And I know for myself, so many times that I look back and after doing an inventory, after really reflecting on different things, like so many times things could have gone a slightly different way and I would have ended up in jail or dead or hurt somebody or killed somebody. Like those things are real after I reflect on them and look at them. And today, with the work that I've done and it's not campy, but answered prayers, things like that, it's clear that I have a connection to a God of my understanding, that it works in my life, that I'm blessed with different things that are out of my control. I've in the last couple of years, I've kind of witnessed my higher power's grace in different situations where I couldn't do anything and I really wanted something to happen. And all of these are just evidence of miracles. I think about, I'm going to go on a tangent with a story. I remember that I was driving around my hometown. I was high as a kite. I had people in the van. Yeah, I had a van. And I remember I was turning down a street that was one way, and then I turned down another street. But I went against traffic. I went against traffic on a one way, and then I turned again. But little did I know, far away down that road, there was a cop. And so they saw me do this turn that was illegal, and they pulled me over. And I was totally high. And after some kind of maneuvering in the conversation, I was able to charismatically not get a ticket, just get a warning. And all these people in my car were loud. I know I must have smelled at least like weed, like all this stuff. And I didn't get anything. And that was one of those times, like, had I gotten a ticket or had he searched my van, like all this stuff would have just happened in an opposite direction. I think things would have gotten worse for me. if I had legal trouble at that time. Like I wasn't ready to kind of see that I should stop or that there was an option to stop. And that that story, like, and that's so vivid in my mind that like that cop didn't do anything about that violation, and it probably saved my life. And that just one of many situations, but that's really vivid of how strange that could have happened and how easily it could have gone a different way. And that's not luck. I needed kind of legal repercussions when I was at the bottom, so I could find this program. I really like this meditation. What's your story?